He's a guy who has written his name in the tourism sector. My guest in today's edition of the program is Mr. Fonloni Rene, who hails from So in We division of the Northwest region of the country. My guest did his primary school in Bamenda, Northwest region of the country, and of course did his secondary education in government bilingual high school Bonaberry, better known as Lycée Bileng de Bonaberry. From there, the quest of knowledge pushed my guest into enrolling for a BSc in the University of Boya, where he proudly graduated with a BSc in economics. After that, my guest, as every other younger man, decided to carve for him own self a small job that is paying today, and today he's a boss of so many other people that is employing under him. My guest has an eye for tourism. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Hidden Treasure Live on Home TV, the People's Television. I'm Prince Mukage Joel, saying that you should stay with us. Right behind this, meet my guest. We are blessed that you joined us in this edition of Hidden Treasure Live on Home Television, the People's Television. Of course, you took the right decision and always stay with us. My guest is Mr. Fonloni Rene. Good day, Mr. Fonloni.
Good day, Prince Mukage.
And thank you immensely for accepting to be our guest.
It's an honor to be here with you today.
Okay.
And good day to our fellow televiewers. And I'm pleased to be in this beautiful home TV today.
Okay. One looks at you, you look very young. If you were to go back to secondary school, they'll see I meet you. But the profile that we have briefly is very rich. It's you are not only self-employed, you are also employing people. And that is why you are our guest, so that you can tell the younger ones out there who have picked up certificates and are moving from one office to the other in search of jobs. Some have even given up. And I remember that the president in his end of year speech called on youths to be daring and also called on youths to avoid going out of Cameroon through the illegal means. But now, my first question that I always ask my guests is, if someone were to ask you, Mr. Fonloni Rene, that who are you? What will you be telling the person?
Well, I'm a Cameroonian, just like every other Cameroonian. I am a businessman who is still struggling to fit inside the business milieu in the harsh economic situation of the country. I think that's it. Nothing too extraordinary.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Still finding it very hard to fit in the reality of the country. We come into that. You chose tourism. You're into tourism and leisure.
Yeah.
And of course, that's a ministry of the Minister of State, Minister of Tourism and Leisure, Bello Buba Maigari, one of the oldest ministers in the current regime. My first question to you read economics. Is there a link between what you read in the university and what you are today, or you did some private studies to become what you are today?
Yes. The first thing I would like to say is that we have gone past the era where what you read in the university is supposed to be exactly what you will practice after school. We are in an environment which the opportunities are very minimal. And if you want to stay on your academic tracks, you might sometimes find it difficult to integrate society. So what I read in school, practically, it helps me in the aspect of business management. You can venture into any field that is business. You understand? So the backbone of my activity is business. It doesn't matter. I could still do any kind of business. I could open a pharmacy. I'm not a doctor, but I understand business principles.
Okay, you could open a pharmacy and get people work for you.
And get people work for me. And even manage the pharmacy very well. Because I understand business principles. So it's the business principle that gets me going, not more of the sector in which I am in. Because the sector in which you find yourself in, with just a little training, you can get going. You understand? So that's it.
All right. My next question to you is: when you look at the introductory statement, you made mention of the fact that you're just a young man who is struggling to make ends meet. But you're our guest because we think you're already making ends meet, because you have people who work for you. You have people who call you yes sir. When people come, they even need to book audience before they meet you. Now, starting up a business in Cameroon, is it that easy? Looking at the policy of the government and looking at the taxation system, it took you a whole lot to start up the business that you are, or it was an easy road for you to go by?
Well, let's start with the taxation system. The taxation system is not really business unfriendly the way people see it. You understand? Because you cannot, first of all, say you want to have a business and you are not regularized in the tax sector. It's not actually very difficult to get your tax documents put together. If you don't know the process, you can always hire someone who masters it and they will do it for you. The amount for small size businesses is not usually very huge. What is really difficult in starting a business is to have a client base.
What do you mean by client base? Having customers? That's, you want to start a business, you should already have people who want to buy, is that?
It means that there is a point in the business life where you might not be making money.
Okay.
But yes, that's the truth. But you have to keep going and you have to keep doing the work. You have to keep showing up. At a certain level, you will start materializing. Little by little, you'll be making money. Little by little, because of your expertise, your consistency, because you must first of all what I always tell my collaborators is that, first of all, you have to be competent, because you are not the only person who is in that line of business. So for you to be able to demarcate yourself, you have to be competent. You have to be ready to do the work, to start in a group. So much such that if something is not quick coming in, you and your various partners can always support the expenses.
Okay.
That's in the case where you are a young, struggling person and you are trying to penetrate the system. Yes.
So you look for a few persons, you come together and
yes.
You put income together and you start up a business.
That's it. Okay. So you look for a few persons. You might be the one carrying the idea. You look for a few persons. You sell the idea to them. Once you sell the idea to them, first of all, the people have to have...
any other person comes to assist you sell?
Definitely. Okay. When you start a business, you are the everything of the business. You are the tax expert of the business. You are the salesperson of the business. You are the accountant of the business. When you employ people, sometimes it's just to, maybe because sometimes you might not be there Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. So you just employ some persons that can manage that asset part. But the majority work of the business has to be done by you.
Okay.
Yes. So it's easier when this tax
for me.
Yes. The first thing is that getting the newcomer in a business is not always easy. It's just like you graduate from school, you have your formal education and your certificate, and you don't have work experience. And you're out there, you're looking for work, and every job you find, they say 3 years work experience.
At least 3 years experience, 5 years working experience. Maybe it's out of Cameroon.
You see? Yes. So those are the challenges that you might face selling your business. Apart from that, if you're a partnership, you realize that as you guys will be going along the line, some partners will be backing off.
Okay.
Yes, because not everybody always has that strength to go right up to the end of the tunnel. Yes, even if we watch from Nigerian movies, The Egg of Life, you realize that in the bush, people die. In the bush, people back off from the journey.
Of course.
Yes, it's the same thing with the business life. Your partners will, at a certain level, stop believing in the business because they thought it was going to be a quick
money-making venture, given on the way you presented to them.
Yes, so because I love to watch motivation videos a lot.
Okay.
So I came across a video by Jim Romney.
Jim Romney. Romney.
Yes, Jim Romney.
Okay.
He's an American motivational speaker.
Okay.
He said a lot of people will spend 25 years, 30 years of their life to build someone else's business, but they cannot sacrifice 5 years of their own life to work on their own business. That particular statement has always got me going. Anytime I understand very clearly that starting up a business and keeping it entails sacrifice.
Okay.
Yes. There are times where you will have to empty everything you have just to invest in the business. And yes, and if you can have that strong mindset and you can go through that period, balance of the business to kick it off, you will succeed in business. Okay. But now a lot of people, because of the fear of not meeting their needs, don't forget that us humans, a lot of us, we operate from a position of scarcity, of want.
Okay.
Yes. So, and we always are very careful to stay on the safe side or in our safe zone, so that if it's our house rent, we want to be very sure that I will pay my house rent at the end of this month when I take this money from this place. If my daughter is sick, I will take her to the hospital because of this money that I have kept or I will collect from this place. You understand? That is being in a safe zone. So we want to always be at that safe zone for the rest of our lives. But now if you have to stay, that's why he said, and then he asked one of his securities that, why are those people so happy and they have very little? And us that we have so much, we cannot afford to be that happy.
Of course.
So the counsel to the king told him that it's because they have not joined the 99 Club. Okay. So he asked that, what is the 99 Club? He said, okay, king, just let us do an experiment with these people. We'll pass by you and not see them happy again as they are. He said, okay, let's try it. He gathered a bunch of money, almost like 99,000, right? Sent someone in the night to throw it in front of the door, of the peasant's door. And when the king passed by, after they had thrown the money, most days later, all that happiness had gone, all that laughter, all that freedom, all that peace of mind had gone. Branch, there still has you to create another one. You get? And when you have created some of the branches and you think that is good, you now need to, there's another zeal that starts coming up, which is a zeal to enter into another business. You understand? And that's why you see, maybe, I'll tell you, maybe Dangote is the richest man in Africa, but the truth is that that man is not relaxing, right? Lately he was on cement. Now Nigeria is asking him to get into oil and gas. So it's still work, continuous work.
So if I understand what you're saying in a nutshell is, when you're growing up, even as a youth, you want to stay with your comfort zone, just keep continuing, or you keep pursuing like the man of the 99 Club?
The point is, as a youth, it's not of the youth should be.
Right. As a young man, at least you've tried, educationally wise speaking. Now, when you look at the educational system in Cameroon, is that educational system that gives the youths, the Cameroonians, self-reliance, or is that educational system that trains you to get a BSc, a BA, an MSc, a PhD, and go looking in search of a job. Recently, we saw PhD holders in front of the Minister of Higher Education, Minister of State, Minister of Educational System in Cameroon. We think that there is need to retouch the educational system because it trains, maybe use the word robots, or it trains Cameroonians who are daring to go out there and do something for themselves.
The educational system in Cameroon, the truth be told, it makes people. This is how it goes.
Okay.
You get a formal education. You come out, and the nature of the government itself and the nature of the economy has not prepared a place for you.
Okay.
So majority of the things we study in school becomes useless.
I get you.
Yes. So I will say that the educational system in Cameroon does not help us much in speaking proper
grammar.
But now, what I used to say is that we are still a peasant economy, and our educational system should focus more on it because of the lack of a system to integrate its youths. But now, what the government should have been doing more is create a lot of vocational schools. We are still a peasant economy, like I earlier said. So we should be training in hotel catering. We should be training in every kind of small activities. Like when you look at the Chinese today, and you look at their primary, their nursery schools, what their kindergartens do, you are amazed. You get? Those are the people who produce. They don't even need to get a from 5 level. They will already be good enough to fend for themselves. Yes, but us here in Cameroon, you get out to a degree level of the accounting for or banking and finance for. Now, when you come to, even in this phase of command response kind of artificial intelligence, you realize that some of those sectors of life is beginning to lose client base. For example, the lawyers, law, right? You'll be surprised that there are a lot of questions that you can ask AI about law and it responds to you.
Very
you don't
true.
even need to go see a lawyer and pay consultation fee before you get a response.
Even in journalism, even in journalism, because you go to AI, you just need to say, okay, AI, write me a story of a policeman who rapes a maybe 13-year-old girl. The story is given to you.
And the story is given to you. You just need to give guidelines, what we call keywords.
Keywords.
And AI gives
they give
everything
you
to you.
A very
you just
good
take
news story.
Edit it according to your taste, and you have a very good story. A very perfect.
If you took lycée, then you were good for grammar school, and if you were number 10, number 15 in the classroom, then you could go to the technical school. But ironically, those who embrace the general education are moving from one office to the other in search of a job.
And the funny thing is that, how much do the jobs even pay? You understand? Yes, a lot of us with jobs, we are living below the academic level, which it is provided that at that level you're supposed to be earning. Okay. You understand? Like you rightly said, when we were going to school, those who were doing the technical education, we were considering ourselves superior to them.
Of course, that they were dull, eh?
That they were dull. Or that they picked something below a certain, because, you know, the mindset that you are in an office, you are dressed in material clothes, it's always, you know, it's always giving that aura of a big man. But the truth is that you are not even a big man. The big man is that person that is down there climbing that electric pole and getting contracts with Eneo because they have a skill. And it's even that person that is going to get integrated very quick before you, right?
For say 2 or 3 months or even 9 months is capable to do something in the house or even do something by the roadside. And someone who does restaurant or something like that is able to do something around. Now, if you had a word, because most persons who are watching you have lots of comments that are coming in, reactions from people. A young man looks at you, envies you, and wants to be like you. What do you tell him? Many a time, young people want the easiest way, because there are some who look at you and they'll just say, Masa, forget a man, he talk maybe not machine man. That's what many people say. They say that okay, it could just be a machine man. Huh? You understand what I'm saying? That it could be now. Many persons who feel that there are people who do other sources of income but only use the business aspect to cover up. Most of the youth who are watching them and then they want to be like you as a young man that you are, who have already established a business of his own and the business is growing, and as people are working for him. What will you tell other younger guys who are in secondary school, who are in the university still struggling to back their degrees, or parents who are watching?
Yes, the first thing is that you have to pick a skill.
Okay.
Right? Yes, so whatever thing you want to do in life, you need a skill in that activity. Even if you have the money and you don't have the skill, you might still lose. So what I would tell every young person is that if you want to be a salon owner, you have to get the skill in pedicure, manicure, plating, and all of that. If you want to be a hotel attendant, you have to get the skill of hotel catering. If you want to be a mechanic, there is no magic. You cannot drink water and the next day you become a mechanic, or you cannot fast and pray and you become a mechanic. You have to get
okay, you cannot fast and pray. You're just joining us. This program comes up every Wednesday. You're just doing the best decision to watch programs on this darling television. Just to see that you can follow us live on Facebook. All you need to do is go to Home TV page Facebook and you shall follow this program. Leave your comments there and of course we're going to read them. You can also follow us on YouTube. Go live on YouTube, tap Home TV, and of course you're going to follow the program. My guest is Mr. Fonloni Rene, who is into tourism and leisure. He's a young entrepreneur who is excelling in his domain, and of course as a young man that he is, he has already employed so many people that are under him. We shall be taking our guests over to Boya, where he's here. Men's solution for you. Don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, we still have at least 15 minutes in the company of our guests, and I hope that you're learning just so many things from him, how you can be self-reliant and how you can be self-employed. Stay with us.
Main Solution is a special product that Geneva has produced to help solve so many problems in men. Main Solution contains extracts from more than 105 plants that have been produced, physical and spiritual problems or disequilibriums that usually lead to sexual weaknesses, low sperm count, strokes, diabetes, and so many diseases that plague men. So Main Solution has been produced to handle the root causes of problems that generate to so many disabilities or shortcomings in men, and that always tailor within the third leg. So Main Solution is a special product that is recommended for every man, whether you have a health problem or not. You are suffering from premature ejaculation, or what they call sexual weakness, or you are suffering from anything that you know is affecting your third leg, affecting your sexual drive, or causing you to bring some problem at home. You know, you people understand what I mean. We recommend Main Solution. Main Solution has been existing for more than 3 years now, and it has stood the test of time. It is one of Genua's highest consumed products. People consume and recommend to their friends, their relatives, and so on. So I advise every man to have your Main Solution. Even women. Yes, I'm so happy because everywhere women even buy and give to their partners. Even women can buy this or get this and give to your partners. You can even get it and give to somebody as a gift. So you will not only give to your partner. You can get Main Solution and you want to visit.
Seems to be scaring a lot of tourists, people who want to come into the country, because when you look at the northwest and the southwest, there is a crisis. I was in the northwest recently and I was discussing with the provost of I think it's the Baptist, where they train pastors of the Baptist church. It's a seminar in Du, and I was discussing with the provost. He told me before now it's a very big seminar. Those who are pastors from this area understand. And of course he was telling me something. He said, Prince, I used to work with a lot of whites, but it is their family members who call them to come back. Seemingly, when we look at the tourism sector in Cameroon, it's no longer, we look at northwest and southwest, there is crisis. We look at the far north, there is the Boko Haram. We look at the east region, there is what they call the coupe de route, these guys who attack on the road. Now, seemingly they
go and visit maybe the site at Bafut, or maybe even the Mount Fako in Boya anymore. It's, yeah, some people who are who have lived a long time in the, you understand. So, but gradually, we believe that things are getting to normal. The government is doing a lot of work to make sure that a lot of things come back to normal. So we just plead on the government to stay on that path of bringing back peace to the country, so that this side of the activities is going to regain its old flames.
Okay. But for now, the sector is not that encouraging.
Yes.
And that if you, like other young entrepreneurs, were not daring enough, I know people whose businesses are folded up nowadays. One of the major problems that Cameroonians have complained, which of course is going to be our topic for this week's edition of the program that comes up every Saturday from 1:30 p.m. on Home TV every Saturday, known as Home News Roundup, where we size up major events of the week. Winning party is so strong that an independent opposition political party cannot strike it. Many Cameroonians are looking forward to a day when all opposition political parties can form one. Do you share that opinion?
Well, personally, I don't think that we really need a coalition before.
You think an independent candidate can beat the CPDM?
I think an independent candidate can do the trick.
Okay.
We don't really need a coalition, because if the coalition is not forthcoming, because when we look at the political atmosphere, it's clear that a definitive coalition is not forthcoming. When you look at strong candidates throwing stones at each other, strong opposition candidates throwing stones at each other, it's giving us that air that something is not forthcoming from them.
Okay.
Right. So, in that case, I think that they can still do the trick as individuals. I was listening to a political analyst the other day, and I share his view, Pascal Mesanga Nyamzi. When they're doing, we know who to vote for. Okay. When the time will come, every Cameroonian that has intelligence and that is hungry for change will know who to go and put their votes for. Yes.
On a lighter note, before we separate, today, Samuel Eto'o, who is the president of the Cameroon Football Federation, has been voted unanimously, unopposed, by acclamation, to become a member of the Executive Council of the Confederation of African Football, CAF. How did you receive the news? You saw it coming, or it took you by surprise? Okay, just like you?
Yeah. So every achievement by Samuel Eto'o is not a surprise.
Okay.
Yes, because when you look at, he does not only have ambition, he equally has courage.
Okay.
And that is, for me, the first determinant of achieving. Yes. So I want to congratulate him, first of all, on that achievement. And I know that more is still in the pipeline. Samuel Eto'o is somebody that by the time he gets to his old age, a lot would have come out of him. Okay. Yes, so...
he's still a very young man.
Yeah, he's
with
still
a very promising future.
With a very promising future, and that's why I said nothing from that guy is a surprise as concerns leadership. He has already shown his desire to be at the forefront of activities. Yes, so I believe that as Cameroonians, we should just keep supporting him in the various fields that he's venturing in, and yeah.
All right. Your last word into alcohol is because they have gone to school, Massa Wagner Day, others are there, they see they steal phones, they seize bags and things like that. And they'll tell you that they've even started up a small business, and at the end of the day, the taxation system crumbled the business. Others will tell you that they were doing fine in the Northwest and the Southwest before they were driven by the crisis. Now, what will you tell a youth just like you? Because like I did introduce, you are a youth who is promising, who already has established something at least for themselves. That's why you are a guest. Now, what will you tell these youths who want to give up in life?
Well, I'll tell them that giving up is not an option.
Okay.
And they have to keep fighting. Like Nas, the American musician, will always say, you have to brave hard to the graveyard.
Okay.
So failure is not fatal. Failure is not a taboo. We have to keep trying. We have to keep boxing. Matter of fact, as youths, we have to be soldiers to the struggle.
Okay.
And the struggle is a part of life. So if it doesn't work in this activity, try another activity. Just like the disciples were doing fishing,